Hello Ds, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. Welcome back to the Spain update and Benidorm news update. We are here to discuss some interesting and important news that have been happening these past few days, as we usually do. Finished up with the weather forecast for the next week. First of all, let's talk about the situation in tourism, and as you all know, hotels in Benidorm do have quite a good occupancy. There's quite a lot of people on the streets, but it's not excessively busy as we kind of were promised. It's even strange because we were promised record amounts of occupancy, so many people on the streets, it's gonna be too much. People started to protest, which is what's gonna be the second news of today. You will be shocked on what's going on now. People are even worried now. That's all I'm gonna say so far. Stay tuned for more. But in Benidorm, the truth is that the average occupancy is of around 85-86%. There are hotels that are at 50%, 60, 70. There are hotels that are full. It all depends on the stars. It all depends on the pricing that these hotels actually have. And since the interesting thing is that associations that cover all the hotels here in the area of Costa Blanca and Valencian community did mention that they do not care about the occupancy as much anymore, that what they see is the productivity. They see the amount of profit that is being gained by different hotels, because this profit was lost for years and years and years after pandemics, and it only recovered right now. So what they see is the profit and what hotels produce more than the occupancy. It is kind of true that people are spending more because hotels are more expensive, but at the same time they're shortening their stay or they're doing other modifications in order to be able to stay here on holidays as it is. In general, in Benidorm, the prices went up since last year around 4 to 6%. But if you check out the prices for flights as well, if you check out the prices for, in general, the traveling back and forth plus the hotel, if you want to go out somewhere in bars, but all the food and drinks here in Benidorm more or less is the same. You could still find great places to have some nice drinks, snacks and meals. And if you're wondering which ones these might be, we have a full playlist here on the channel with Benidorm tapas on one side, and then you have every now and then the honest reviews playlist too, and some more reviewed places that we will be adding up more very soon. Thus, it's not necessary to spend a fortune to have some nice meal or drink in Benidorm, but all the rest, the biggest expense, which is travel and the hotel, the accommodation, are actually getting quite expensive. But it is happening everywhere, not only here in Benidorm, not even here in Costa Blanca, not even in Valencian community. It's everywhere in Spain. It's everywhere in the countries around us too, that are most touristic ones. So this is the situation that we have right now. Hotels have recovered. They're earning more, but less people are coming. And with this, we have the second news today because people start to worry. This is something that we thought this might happen, and we've been anticipating it. It's curious how we, who obviously we do have university studies in economics, those who don't know, which is why we have our own migration consulting company here, a legal consultation office, but it's curious how we noticed it weeks before it was formally announced. That's bizarre. And it's because there is a lot of protest. You know that this year has been epic about protests against massive tourism. There are even some pictures, I'm going to try and insert them here on the screen, that basically say that people are not against tourism, but against maxified tourism, against tourism that is like a drunk tourism, that don't respect the areas and people who live here, noisy tourism, against all this, not of tourism in general. And what happened is that these protests centered, as you all know by now, in the coastal areas, Balearic Islands a lot. There was a protest just yesterday and today in Palma de Mallorca. There were protests in Barcelona, in Sevilla. Here in Valencian community, so far it's been quite quiet, so we didn't see it as much, but other regions did, trust me. And in between them, obviously, Balearic Islands. Even Madrid had some of them. the most affected ones. People went into the streets to protest, and together with the increasing cost of holidays, tourism is changing already. Here you have a few tweets where technically it's an X, it's not a Twitter anymore, but we'll just call them tweets, okay? Of people who influence, like influencers, but in a sense of like politics, economics, etc. Couple of them right here, and people started to notice it. Organizations, associations, hotels, all of it, they started to notice it as well. And these Twitter posts actually say the following. First of these Twitters say, or in August everything's gonna be fully booked, or something's happening with the tourists. Maybe these are the prices. I've talked to friends in Alicante, Mallorca, Ibiza, and Cadiz, and they all say that there's way less people than last year on the same dates. The other person here is saying, I'm spending 2 days in Mallorca already, and the level of tourism is way lower than I've seen in the last years. Those streets, pedestrian streets that were collapsed and full shops, now are almost a desert. Table at any restaurant without actually getting crazy. This is something to think about. And then we will remember the tourism phobia. And like these, there's quite a lot of different types of tweets. There's quite a lot of politicians talking about all of this, and now people are actually worried what's going to be happening. Obviously, it's not up until this point that everyone will be affected, you know, that people will lose their job, that there's not enough tourism. There's less, which is exactly what they wanted. Technically, this is what people wanted, not a maxified tourism. Here in our region, we see a lot of people, but it's not up until this point that it's impossible to pass through. It's possible to get a place on the beach, you know, it's not too much, which is how it has been the past couple of years and before then. Thus, maybe that is working, or maybe that's surprising. Let us know what you think, or maybe it's both. Probably we think it's both. Let us know what's your opinion. Share it freely here in the comments. And the last news I wanted to share with you all is about the Benidorm and Alcoy cities. Two lovely cities. If you've never been to Alcoy, this is the city of bridges, it's called. We have on our Spanish migration consulting channel, which is this one right here. We do have English subtitles there, so you can check it out if you want to, if that's something you're interested in, retiring in Spain or moving to Spain. And this is a quality contest that shows you a lot of places here in Spain, that gives you news related with living here in Spain as it is. And it shows you the prices for rent, the prices for sale and purchase, and a lot of useful information that you should know if you will be living here in this sunny country. So Alcoy is a city of bridges. It's beautiful. In this case, it's surrounded by nature, surrounded by these bridges, by mountains. And it's a very nice place, very quiet place, by the way, to live. Benidorm and Alcoy will be the first ones who will start already the commercial routes with drones. You know that a drone has been something that Benidorm has been trying out for a while. We've seen them a couple of times a year, like huge gatherings on the Poniente beach outside in the mountains. There were drones flying everywhere. They were trying them out for specific purposes, and now it's all been approved, so Benidorm and Alcoy will try these out. This new pioneer project, they're tracing the routes. Probably in the nearest future we will even have like digital virtual maps, or maybe programmed maps inside of drone chips, I don't know, that will show them which route they need to go, an allowed route. And these will be used massively in the labor of service, bringing things down to a specific point, which might be medication transfers between one city and the other. This might be purchase online. This might be extreme emergency cases as well, if you need something for survival until ambulance or people will come to rescue you in the mountains. So drones are a new life already here. They've established fully in our region. I know there might be countries that might be using them for a long time, longer than we are, but here in Benidorm, they're going full speed for latest technology. Even so that in all the latest events, the past 2 years, more or less, 1.5, 2 years, both Benidorm's national police, the local police, all the authorities, when there's like bigger events in Benidorm happening, like Benidorm Pride or the fancy dress party, you know, the St. Patrick's Day, big celebrations, drones are flying in the sky. You can see like little small lights like flashing in the sky, and police officers nearby in their vehicles operating it from there, checking the safety of all the people who are celebrating and are on the streets. Everyone are used already to these drones, and I do think that if it's for the better, if it's going to be something that will be useful for our region, for the services in our region, why not to use this latest technology? We already have cameras everywhere that are watching our car license plate numbers, that are watching wherever we go on the Levante beach, on Poniente beach. I mean, drone is just one little more thing. And now when I say it, I think people will just go for us directly, saying, oh, one little thing, that's how things start, you know. But drones are not the worst thing. Cameras that scan your face, that check your license plates and track wherever you go, that is slightly worse than a drone that's bringing packages to people, you know. That's not the worst thing that could happen, definitely. But it's starting, and it's just a matter of time while all this area will be drones flying about and around, bringing some things way faster than a usual delivery, which is really appreciated, trust us. And now let's talk about the weather. And now one will say about the weather, which is here. Do you hear it? That's a helicopter, which is flying over the natural park. Maybe they're just going to the Joyosa hospital because they didn't stop at the park as it is. They just flew past us. So the weather today was very, very strange because this morning it was raining. We've even doubted on whether to go outside. This is why we were filming on the terrace right now, and in a closed space, because there were clouds everywhere. It was raining here in the area, at least Albir and Altea, Alfaz, Benidorm probably a tiny bit as well. So it was quite strange because just yesterday we were in a heat wave, and now it's all literally gone. There's not going to be any more rain. It's not supposed to be, at least. And it's going to be sunny all entire week from now on. Temperatures today are very soft, very nice, ideal for summer, 29 to 30 degrees. The Wednesday probably is going to be the day when it's going to be the warmest, which is 33, 34. The rest of the days between 30, 32 degrees. That's like the best weather that you can ask for in July. This year, those who didn't come here because they were afraid of a heat wave, bad luck, because the weather is incredible. That's one of the best summers officially that I've seen here in Benidorm, and it's been more than a decade that I've been living here. It is so strange, but it's just cozy temperatures. There's no big humidity now. Let's wait for August and September still, but overall, it's just a perfect summer in our region. And the water temperature is of almost 27 degrees. What can be better than that? Thank you for accompanying us in today's latest news update. We wish you an incredible day, great holidays if you are coming on once, and we'll see you in a new video here on the channel this Wednesday. Bye.